Hey everybody, what is going on? This is Lady 31 from lady31beautyroom.com and I'm here with Emmanuel, also known as EOTC, Emmanuel Outside the Church from, what's your website name?
EmmanuelOutsideTheChurch.com, and we are here for I would say a special episode, but I will let Lady 31 go into detail if that's okay.
Okay, that's fine. So actually, as you can see, we are not inside of the beauty room today. We are actually in our living room, and what we've actually done, you see all this beautiful decoration behind us and surrounding us. Well, it is prom season, and we have been to uh, some prom send-offs for some of our friends' kids. And so even before we got those invites, we were thinking about how we didn't have an opportunity to go to prom together, and how that would have been really nice if we would have gotten to take a picture, and had we known one another back then. I don't know about you, but well, you know what, hold on, I'll wait until we get into the questions to talk
Okay.
about that and talk about prom a little bit. But this is From War to Love. This is episode number 4, and this
Okay.
is our Prom Elegance special. So what we decided to do was to get together and coordinate with our colors and put on our prom clothes as if we were going to the prom. We have a cool dinner that we're going to have after this, and we're going to take some photographs. We actually already took a couple, so we're going to make sure that we post those on Facebook next week so that you guys can take a look at some of those. Instagram as well. I am on Instagram, Lady31 The Beauty Room. What's your Instagram?
Emmanuel Outside, at Emmanuel Outside pretty much is my Instagram handle. So you can see anything that I'm doing on Instagram. You can see it at that handle.
Okay. And, we haven't been posting much on Facebook if you have been checking it out, especially over the last month. We did have a loss of a dear loved one, so we've been kind of taking a little bit of a break, and we are slowly easing back into working. We know that God still has a work for us to do, and we know that our loved one is resting with the Lord. So, it's time for us to get back into what it is that we've been called to do. So we're here with this special for you, and we have 5 questions that we're going to answer, even though this is From War to Love. Usually we do questions on our other episodes of Love Therapy, right? Our true or false questions. But this is actually not true or false questions, but it is questions that are relationship related, right?
Okay.
So that's what we're going to do for you today. We'll answer those questions and give you a little insight as to some things that we appreciate about one another, and then we'll go ahead and talk about prom a little bit. So yeah, let's do that.
Okay.
So
what I'm going to do right now, I wanted you guys to see everything that she put together, which is beautiful.
Thank you.
And I know we're kind of far away right now, so I'm going to look away from the camera just a little bit and kind of go in just a little closer so you can see us. There we are.
There we are.
Yay!
Hey.
Hi. All right, so I don't know these questions, and I did it on purpose this time. I don't know why, but I just didn't want to know. I wanted to just come into this as authentic as I could, and just be me. So I'm going to find out what these questions are as we do each question.
Okay.
So-
and this is not my fault.
No, it's
FYI,
not,
people.
'cause she gave me an
I
opportunity.
asked several times. So.
Yeah, she gave me an opportunity to know what the questions were, but I decided against that.
You most certainly did.
I did.
Yes, you did.
Yep.
Okay, so speaking of prom, so
Okay.
it is 2016. So we both went to
Wow.
the senior prom 20 years ago around this time in 1996.
Wow.
Do you remember anything about your prom? Like, what was the theme? What color did you wear? Did you have a good time?
I'm pretty sure I
Where'd you
had a
go
good
with?
time. I'm pretty sure I had a good time. I went with one of my one of my favorite people in the world, which was my cousin. And
It's not because you couldn't get a date, though, right?
no, it wasn't because I couldn't get a date.
Because you
At
were
the time,
cute. Your senior
I
year,
hope
I saw
so.
pictures.
I hope that I was and still am right now. But regardless of that,
I'll vouch for that.
It wasn't that. It was just that I, I had some people that some young ladies that I really cared for, and I didn't want to be rude and like choose one. So I just
So you
decided
had it like
to.
that. You
No,
had that
it wasn't
many
like
young
that.
ladies trying
It
to go with you to
wasn't
prom?
like no. Not like it sounds like that, but it's not like that. It's a long story, and those that know me know the story.
You were
but
trying to be sensitive,
I
and you didn't
was
want
trying
to
to be
choose
sensitive.
one
I
person
didn't
that
want to
asked
choose
and hurt
because-
someone's feelings. I
Absolutely,
understand.
because I care for all of them, and we were like friends as well. So it
I
wasn't
agree.
like we were just like trying to have this relationship. It was like we had friendship. So I didn't want to just choose one person. So I went with my cousin, and
Okay.
I know I did have a blast. I mean, I had a chance to dance with, friends and other people there at the prom. My color, I'm pretty sure I wore cream,
Yeah,
and it was like this special
And teal,
Yeah, maybe it was teal, and it was like this interesting suit that didn't have like a I guess you would call this like a collar.
collarless suit?
Yeah, it was like a collarless suit, and button down, like maybe like three or four buttons. Yeah, and I had a really short haircut. I think I had like a part on one side.
I thought you had a high
and
top fade, and
Nope.
it was faded on the sides.
Maybe it was faded, but it wasn't a high top fade.
Oh.
No,
I
it
mean,
was
high
a
top
low
fades
cut.
were in back then.
I know they were, but I didn't have a high top
They
fade.
coming
High top
back.
fade
They coming
didn't
back.
look good on me, so I didn't have one, or I didn't have the patience to really maintain a good high top fade. But I had like a
I
low
see.
cut. It was faded with a part for sure. And then I remember also I went with some of
Some
my
of your friends.
my friends
Okay.
too as well.
So did you guys all chip
But you
in
know
for
what?
a
I take that
limousine?
back, because I think, now that I think about it, I think I went to the prom twice.
Senior year?
I don't know. I just remember a picture of me and like 3 or 4 other guys.
I remember that. I
That
saw
picture. And in that picture I did not have on a cream suit.
That. You sure didn't.
Nope.
You know what? Maybe it was homecoming.
I didn't have on a cream suit. I had
Maybe
on
it
a
was
black
homecoming.
tux.
You did. It might have been homecoming.
I don't know what it
Because
was.
we had homecoming senior year and we had
I
prom.
don't know.
That's just
But I do remember going with one of my favorite people, which is my cousin. And you know who you are. I'm not going to say your name for privacy's
Hey, girl.
sake. But yeah, so I went with my cousin, and I don't remember the theme. I remember it was in Auburn Hills, for sure, in Michigan.
Okay.
I know that much. I don't remember what the name of the place was called right now. I remember what I drove, though. I remember that I rented a Toyota Camry.
Oh.
Yeah. It was pretty nice at the time. I mean, in the 90s, it wasn't like it was now where you have like a flat screen and everything inside, but it was pretty nice. I think it was like burgundy, I think. And yeah, it was I had a good time. So that's what I remember anyway. So that I don't take up all the time. But yes, that's what I remember from the prom, one of the proms that I went to. Because I don't know what the other one was. What was yours? They'll say questions for you. What are
Okay,
those
well,
for you?
well, it's an interesting story behind my senior year prom in 1996. So I am going to make sure that I am nice with my words about it. But,
Sure.
I had a really good time hanging out with my girlfriends. My besties back then. Hey, ladies. They used to call me TT the Turtle. We talked about that on another episode.
Okay.
But, a couple of us, we went together. We split the cost of a limousine. The limousine came to my home to pick us up last. Myself and the person that I went out with took as my date.
Okay.
to the prom, and I guess the limo kind of stopped at everyone's home. It was a interesting situation for me. For one, both of my parents were working, so I was at home by myself trying to get ready for prom. I remember like actually having on my prom dress, which was actually cream and gold. And actually, I'm going to do something fun. I am going to take a picture of that dress after this, because guess what? I can still fit it. And it's baggy on me now. That dress is loose on me now. So I'm going to do probably like a split screen picture with a picture from what I look back then when I went to the prom in that dress, and then what I look like wearing it now. So it's going to be interesting. But anyway, I just remember having on that dress. I remember actually washing dishes while I was wearing my prom dress, waiting on my friends to come, and my parents got home like literally just in time before we left. So I didn't have the luxury of having somebody help me to get ready for prom. I did have a friend, and back then I was a little unforgiving. That was kind of one of my challenges, and so we were really, really good friends, kind of like sisters, and she's a year older than me, and she came over and she actually finished helping me get ready for the prom because my mom wasn't home. So and then we roomed together freshman year of college, and well, our relationship took a detour, and yeah. But anyway, as far as dates go, there were actually a couple of guys I wanted to go to prom with, but they actually weren't interested in going to the prom. So it wasn't really a big deal. For some people, it just isn't, and it wasn't a big deal. Those guys didn't want to go. And then I had another guy who was wanting to go to the prom, but he used to date a friend, so I didn't feel like that was a wise idea or a wise decision. So we didn't do that. And then I ended up actually asking a friend to go with me to the prom, a friend that actually, how when you're younger you have like those 5-minute relationships. So it's kind of something like that, probably when I was like a freshman in high school, and we dated for a really, really short time, but we were friends. And I asked this person, hey, will you accompany me to the prom? And he did. And then I found out like right before prom that my prom date had a girlfriend and didn't tell me about it. And so I thought that was inappropriate, and it made me kind of upset, and I felt like it was disrespectful to her. And so I really didn't want to go after that, but everything was paid for. So we went. I had a good time with my friends, and I was home by 11:30. So, right now I'm up past curfew. So, because it's actually pretty late at night right now while we're recording this. So, yeah, we took prom pictures and everything, but like I said, I struggled with unforgiveness back then, so I held on to all the prom pictures. I didn't give the person any pictures because I felt like you don't need any pictures. So, that was kind of my prom situation. But, limo ride was nice. Back then, limos were cool, right? In 96, our prom theme was actually Make It Last Forever. There was a song by Keith Sweat and a young lady named Jackie McGee in 1996. That was our prom theme and our prom song, even though the song came out, I want to say, in the late 80s. So, yeah, that was our prom theme, and we had a pretty good time. I had a good time with my friends, and I made the best of the situation. So, yeah. So that was it for me. That was that. And
okay. Well, sounds like we both had interesting prom situations.
Yes, we did.
That is okay. So I guess we're going to move to the questions then, right?
Okay, yes, we can do that.
Okay.
Okay, and just really quickly, just in case you're not sure what love therapy is really about, just in a nutshell, it's about celebrating love in your marriage. It's about keeping the fire, that flame, burning in your marriage and falling in love with the person that you're married to over and over again. And that last thing, I think, is just enjoying the life that you share together. in your relationship. So we're just working on trying to encourage people to do that in their relationships. And again, we started this ministry because of friends coming to us for wisdom about how is it that we've worked through some of the issues that we had in our relationship, and going into our 15th year of marriage, and
Right.
here we are, we're still together by the grace of God. So that's kind of why we started this ministry. So I just wanted to remind you of that's why we're doing this. That's the goal behind
Right.
love therapy. And yeah, and just forever as possible is what we believe for a relationship in Philippians 4:13.
Absolutely. What she said.
What I said. Okay. You say that a lot.
Yes.
Now you trying to keep the peace, huh? When mama's happy, everybody's happy.
Yeah, let's go with that.
Okay. Well, I am going to go to our first question,
All right.
and I'm going to read that. Okay. So question number 1.
Okay.
Can you share about one or more times when your spouse blessed you in a way that helped you to understand that you are important and that you matter to them? Can you share about one or more times when your spouse blessed you in a way that helped you to understand that you are important and that you matter to them?
That's a really
And
good question.
go.
And I have to go first. Wow. Well, to be honest, it's I can't count the number of times that she has blessed me in some way. So it's hard to narrow it down to 1 or 2 or 3. So I'll just try to think of something recent.
Okay.
That's the best way to handle it, I would
That
say.
works.
So, well, recently we talked about somebody passing away, and I'd have to say that during during the time when after that person passed away and certain things needed to be done, Lady 31 did a great job of supporting me during that time. I had to travel a lot, back and forth to a different city. It's like an hour and a half away. At the time, I was still working at my day job too, and so I was spending less time at home. So she picked up some of the things that I usually do around here, and made everything work. And so that was a really good, I would say a great example of just her love for me, how she makes me feel special, how she supports me. And I would say that's probably the biggest one as of late, anyway. I don't. Maybe before that, I'm trying to think of something. Well, maybe something a little smaller. Maybe it's just something as simple as as I don't know, the last year or so. We have been doing some things differently in our house. How certain like responsibilities, pretty much like as far as like some of the meals and the way we like clean the house and how we like get the kids to be more involved with that. And so maybe a smaller thing would be, well, if I don't make it home in time to like really like make dinner or whatever it is, then I mean she just jump right in. She'll just text me, hey, what's for dinner? And then hey, I'll just let her know what's for dinner, and then she'll knock it out. I mean it's a little thing, but the little things count, right? The little things build up to be big things, and when she does that, she just lets me know that she does appreciate the fact that we both work, and so for me, I work for someone. So because of that, I don't have the luxury of managing my time outside of the hours that I'm supposed to do that job or that work that I'm given. So I can't just leave, I guess is what I'm trying to say. The work has to be complete before I go. So for that reason, I can't always be here for dinner. But usually, if that is the case, she's right on top of it, even though I know that with her day and how she plans out her day, I know usually she will have things that she has scheduled throughout the evening. And so I know it is an inconvenience, but she jumps right in and she handles that. So I'm grateful for that. That's another thing that I would say that makes me feel special and lets me know that she appreciates me and that she loves me.
Oh, thank you for sharing.
So thank you for letting me ramble. And it'll probably go on like that 4 more times.
Oh no.
Because I don't know the questions.
Okay, so I had an opportunity to just jot a couple notes here
Okay,
for,
cool.
for myself, because, yeah. So, for me, one of the memories that I had was actually years ago when we expanded our family and we went from one child to 2 and then immediately to 3 with the surprise, you're having another baby kind of thing. And so, you know, it was a really exhausting time for me. And, you know, but right before our daughter was born, before our 3rd child was born, and I just remember just feeling like you were always gone, you know, because you worked incredibly long hours. You always have, really, from the time we got married. And I remember just right after our daughter was born, and it was just, you know, I was nursing. We had 2 babies in diapers. We were living in a really small townhouse. Both babies were sleeping in our room. The cribs were right next to each other. If one baby woke up, the other one would wake up screaming and crying, and it was just an exhausting time. I was having serious health challenges at that time as well, and we didn't know what the issue was. And so I just remember him actually scheduling to take a day off of work without letting me know. And you surprised me by taking a day off of work to actually spend time with me while the kids were sleeping and to help out around the house. And I remember appreciating that so much. And I remember you sharing with me that I was more important to you than anything else, you know, after God. And you just wanted me to understand that and to see that with your actions. So I really appreciate that. You got a lot of cool ones for that.
Man, yeah, thank you. I think I do kind of remember that, actually.
Yeah.
Believe it or not, yeah.
Yeah. Well, I'll never forget it. That's for sure.
Wow.
And then and then another memory of how you blessed me in a way where you helped me to understand how important I was to you was a couple years back before we found out about the autoimmune disease and when I used to faint all the time, and I commute our kids to school. They go to school in a different district than where we live because we actually started out in that district, and then, you know, we did school of choice because we moved to where we live now. And so I commute them all back and forth to school, and it was really hard, you know, especially with me fainting all the time and sometimes fainting in the car and having to pull over. But we didn't have, and we still don't have, any family that lives like right here in our town, you know, that can help out by picking the kids up from school sometimes if I didn't feel well and things like that. So it was just a really hard time. I mean, my bones ached so much. It felt like I was in constant pain all the time. And I remember having this conversation with you on the phone while you were working 80 hours a week and you were taking a quick break just to check on me. And I remember just crying on the phone saying, I don't feel well. You know, the commuting back and forth, I'm not sure what's wrong with my health. I don't know what's going on, but I cannot do this anymore. And I remember you saying to me, you know, 1, you pray for me. And 2, I just remember you saying to me, you know, I appreciate what you do so much. If I could be there, I would be there to help you. But, you know, you keep our family strong. You keep our family running. And if it weren't for your contribution to this family, I could not work and come to this job. And so I appreciate you, and I know that it's hard, but God will help you, and I need you to continue just stay strong for our family and do what you do, but just know that I couldn't do what I do without you. And I appreciated that so much. It made me feel very valuable.
Sweet.
Yeah.
Man, I can be a sweet guy sometimes.
Yeah, you're pretty awesome.
Wow. Okay. Feeling myself a little bit there. No,
Do you want me to pop
kidding.
your collar?
No, I'm just kidding.
Yeah, me too.
All right.
Okay, so question number 2. Wow, all of
Okay.
that was question 1. Goodness
Yep,
gracious, we're gonna have
question
to.
one.
I think we're gonna have to speed it along a little bit, huh?
Okay.
Okay, 'cause we don't want to bore you to tears.
Hmm.
Okay, number 2. Can you think of a time when you realized that you had fallen in love with your spouse all over again?
All over again.
Yes. You think of something about your spouse, something in your relationship that made you fall in love again.
Okay. Huh.
If you need a moment to think, I can share mine.
Cool. You go first this time.
Okay. So, one of the things that I put, I actually put 2 things. One of the things that I put was after NASCAR Crooner was born. That's our second son. This was before we found out about surprise pregnancy.
Okay.
Miss Twirls a lot.
Okay.
And I just remembered that, I had such a hard time with the first pregnancy. I was sick the whole pregnancy. I remember you working a lot. I remember getting out the hospital and you going right to work. And here I was at home with a newborn baby, all stitched up, nobody to help me. And it was a horrible, horrible, difficult time. But after NASCAR Crooner was born, you had already scheduled time off work. I think you took about 1 or 2 weeks off of work. And except for me getting up to nurse the baby, you took care of him those whole first 1 or 2 weeks where I could actually rest. And I remember just watching him from across the room, holding the baby in the the body pillows that you can lay the babies on, and you had the body pillow on your lap. It's like a special baby pillow, and kind of shaped like a U. It's been a little while, so excuse us if we can't remember what you call it. But it's kind of shaped like a U, and I think it's like a nursing pillow maybe, because you're the mom, you can put it around yourself.
Yeah.
And I remember you holding that pillow, and you had the baby on the pillow, and you were just kind of taking care of him. And I remember just looking across the room like, wow, I cannot believe he did all this for me. Like, wow, this is major. To have some help after giving birth to this child. And I remember thinking, wow, I can't say that, that's not appropriate. But I just remember wanting to have a private date. Let's just say that, after having the baby, because you really stepped up, and it was very, very impressive. I'm just gonna say that and leave it at that.
Cool.
And then the other time was just that at one time, one of the areas in our relationship where we used to disagree a lot was financial. We both saw financial matters a lot differently, 10 years ago, 15 years ago. And a few years into our relationship, when you started making that transition and really recognizing that you needed to make some changes and grow about our finances and how you saw money, it was really impressive to me when you made some changes in the way that you saw finances, and you took the time to listen to wisdom about spending and saving and things like that. So when you changed your mentality about the way you saw finances, and that was really impressive for me. And I remember thinking, yeah, that's hot right there.
Okay. I would say one of the areas where I fell in love with Lady 31 all over again was maybe a few years ago, maybe. Because I don't, man, forgive me. But it was a few years ago, she actually organized a party for me at our home. And so it had to happen within the last 7 years. And she organized a party for me, and like families, like a couple families came, and some of the people that we knew came to the event for my birthday, and it was, it's just a nice day. Weather was nice. We were able to go out on the deck. We were able to just have like the doors open and just enjoy fellowshipping with other people, and that was really cool. And it was around the time when I didn't really like birthdays that much, to be honest, and I think I talked about that in one of the episodes. Is that I'm learning how the days that you're given, each day is a birthday, but then also the day in which God allows you to breathe your first breath is just a beautiful thing. It's the first day for you to fulfill your purpose, and it's just a beautiful thing. And so I'm learning that, I'm understanding that, I'm trying to remind myself of that and appreciate birthdays a lot more. But along with that, so that day, that birthday, that celebration was really, really cool. And just seeing how she was just taking care of everything, and just, it was just really nice. And it was small, but it was really cool. And I would say that was one time I fell in love with her again. And then the bigger one was our vow renewal. Really, really cool ceremony that we had with maybe 20 people, maybe.
Most of them were in the ceremony.
Yeah, they were. Yeah, most of the people were in the ceremony, and so
really
that day, just to say words in front of other people that that were like deep within my heart about this beautiful woman. Yeah, I fell in love all over again that day. That was really, really cool to do that. And so, and believe it or not, everything up to that point, it was like so chaotic. It was so much drama going on. It was just, things that, it's just so interesting how when you're getting ready to do something that's a blessing to someone else, even though, this vow renewal was about us in a sense, but really it was so many other people that were blessed by that. And so many things that transpired after that event, and in other people's lives that, really it's just God organizing it. And so just everything up to that point, just, man, it was just very, very interesting to see how that, but I'm glad that we did it, and it was just a day for me to fall in love with her all over again. So I don't ramble on. I'm going to stop right there.
Okay. Number 3, what are some things that you admire about one another?
Oh, okay. I can actually start with that one.
Okay.
I admire Lady 31's drive. Her drive, her work ethic, her focus when it comes to the work that needs to be done. Her dedication to the intricate, and I'm not even sure if that's the word I want to use, but I'm using it anyway, and I said it and it's done. So the small things,
you're not editing this.
right? I don't think I am anyway. So yeah, I really ever do. So yeah, just the small things, the details. Thank you.
Yeah,
so the
details.
the intricate details that she can see in the work that she does, and the things that she doesn't miss along the way. Tirelessly just going after it. Her pursuit to get the work done, I really, really admire that. I am similar, but I'm not. I think there's a part of me that I turn off at a certain point, because I think that there's sometimes I look at things and like I kind of redo everything over and over again in my head. So it's like this circle sometimes that I have to find my way out of when it's time to get work done. Not that I'm not efficient when it's time to get focused, but I think just the overall drive, like just to get the work done, I really admire that about her. Because it's in everything that she does. And so, like, I know on camera you can't see maybe all the detail of the work that she did behind us, but it's just,
pictures,
yeah, thank you. So in those pictures, if you get a chance to just check out her Instagram page, you will get a chance to see like the details, like really of everything that she put together. It's really, really cool. Because for me, it probably would have been like a flower and some chairs, maybe something on the wall, maybe. That would have probably been it. So yeah.
And all these flowers are from her garden too.
Yeah, that is. Which once again,
landscaped myself.
she did the garden herself. All however many they are.
No, wait.
Is it 7? No, I thought it was more than that.
A through H.
Yeah, so whatever number that is, that's how many gardens we have, and that's all her. So once again, it would have just been grass and concrete around the house for me. But yeah, it looks beautiful. So I admire that about her. And since that was a long answer, that I will stick with that one.
Okay. What I admire about him, his ability to be selfless when it comes to being a great listener. That's something that I so love about him. You know, no matter what kind of day that he has had, when I see him or when he comes home, or even if he calls me to check on me and gets a 10-minute opportunity to talk to me, you know, I might ask him, well, you know, what's going on with you? And he's more concerned about what's happening in my day, or what happened in my day, or, you know, what happened with the kids, or, you know, how can he assist me? And so I appreciate that I've never known anyone to be such a great listener, you know, in all my life. I've never met anyone that listens so well to others. And it's not just me. You know, it's everyone. You know, it's everyone. And so he is just a great listener. You know, I don't think a lot of people have that ability or that gift, but God has given it to you. And I admire that so much. Yeah.
Oh, thank you. Yeah, it's definitely a gift from God. It's just something that He's put in me. Along with some other things too, but yeah. So that's cool. Thank you. I appreciate that.
You're welcome. Okay, moving on to number 4.
Okay.
After more than a decade of marriage, you really get to know a person. What is one of your spouse's favorite things to do?
Well, one of my spouse's favorite thing to do is...
You're going to say eat. You're going to say it's food related?
No, it wasn't going to be. It can be, because the first one is what married people hopefully should do if you're married.
Oh, gosh.
Yeah, that's one of her favorite things. And then the second would be food. And if there was a way to combine them, we would be doing that.
Boy, yeah.
And I guess actually there is, but not in this
like
episode.
y'all ain't ready? Oh,
Yep,
boy.
so that's my answer.
Okay, I was not expecting you to...
Told you. That's why I want to know the questions. I just want
Okay.
to just right from here. Hey.
Well, hey, you just put all my business out there.
Dude,
Well,
it's
hey,
not like it's
whatever.
not
It
the
is what it
same.
is.
Right. Sorry. For me.
Okay, so one of my spouse's favorite things to do. Okay, mine is a little similar to yours,
Okay.
actually. So my thoughts were, my hubby loves to make out with me.
Yeah.
He loves to make out with me. He loves to kiss.
Yep.
And could kiss for hours. Could make out for hours. And so, you know, for me, chapstick is a must. It's a priority you know, around the house. So it's at the top of my grocery list for for supplies, and I keep it all around the house in drawers and in different rooms because I never know when he is going to walk up and kiss me, and if he does, you know, I don't know how long the kissing may go on. So, you know, I have to be ready. I have to be prepared.
That's a good one.
So, yeah, so that was the one that I chose.
Okay.
We love to make out and,
Cool.
yeah, and our...
Did I go too far with mine?
No.
Okay, cool.
And, you know, our oldest son always says, you know, that we ought to get a room. Well, we do have a room. We have every room in this house because we paid a mortgage.
Absolutely.
And so, but yeah, so we kind of gross out our kids a little bit with kissing and that.
Absolutely.
But I think it's good for kids to see their parents
They
be
should see.
affectionate.
Yeah, they should.
Yeah.
I think that's good. I think it's, to a point, it's healthy for sure, as long as you don't go too far. But yeah, I mean, just affection, for sure. I think that's a good thing. I think it's good. Yeah.
Yeah, me too. Okay, and we're on to our last question. Share about one or more memorable dates that you've had with your spouse. Share something
One
about
or
yeah.
more.
Is there like one date or a couple dates that maybe really stood out in particular to you?
Okay, well, let's go with the first date. First date was very memorable.
It was very romantic, very nice.
Yeah, first date.
Outdoors. Well,
Yeah.
no, it was indoors. But
No, it was indoors. It was indoors
it was a
with
picnic indoors.
Yeah, exactly. You know, blanket indoors. Because I don't remember why we didn't do it outside, but I don't
So
know
I
what
had
the
just
weather
gotten off work and I worked 3
okay.
jobs and I was tired.
Oh, okay, cool. So we wanted to be in the cool air because I'm pretty sure I had AC. And yeah, so we had like the blanket, and then we had like salads and some music, and just kind of hung out and just enjoyed each other's company and just gazed in each other's eyes and did all the stuff that you should do if you love someone.
Almost.
Almost love.
No, almost all the things you should
Oh,
do.
almost,
one
yeah.
We weren't married yet.
Right,
so.
right, exactly. Yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah. So.
And then
Well, I
took a
guess
nap.
everybody's different too. I guess everybody doesn't do that either in your relationship. So that was just our way to show each other that we were interested, and we showed that type of love for each other. And also, I would say another one would be more recent.
Okay.
We enjoyed a concert.
Yeah.
That was
For
a
her
cool,
birthday?
yeah, for her birthday. It wasn't on her birthday, but it was for her birthday.
It's right before.
And it was this
The week
year,
before.
and it was the Lansing
Symphony
Symphony Orchestra
Yeah. Loved it.
with
Loved it.
a
You guys
band
are awesome.
that were
Tunes and Classics.
Thank you.
From Canada.
Yep, exactly. And they did this tribute to Michael Jackson, and it was really cool. It was a fun concert.
It was.
And we got a chance to just kind of hang out and
I
dress
remember
up.
the man in the front row.
And there was
He
someone
did
who
not have a good time.
I don't know
His
if
wife
he
had
really,
such a blast.
I don't know if he really enjoyed it, but hey, his wife enjoyed it, and it was really cool. It was just really a cool concert, but it was just cool just to hang out and enjoy some good music, and that was a really
second
cool day.
row too.
Yeah,
second row.
that was second
We
row.
were
Yeah, I
close
forgot
enough
about
to
that.
get
Yeah, second
sweat
row
flung on
middle.
us.
Second row middle. So
Yeah,
yeah, we
center
were right.
stage.
Yeah, we were. That was a really cool day.
Yeah,
So
it was one of the best birthday gifts ever.
oh, cool. You're welcome.
Yeah, we talked about that on Facebook for a little while, and
Oh, did we?
yeah, I did.
Oh.
Yeah, I was so
Oh,
excited.
I'm sure I liked it then.
And so, okay, did you have another one or?
No,
Those
those
two?
are, we're gonna
Okay.
go with 2. Boom.
Boom. Okay, it's done. Okay. Well, yeah.
I'm just-
Okay,
sorry.
so
That was
drop
unnecessary.
the mic,
Right.
drop the mic, boom,
That
drop
was
mic.
unnecessary.
Okay, so
Okay.
that the year before,
The year before. This
Phantom
year?
of the Opera, when you took me to
yeah,
Phantom of the
that was really
Opera
cool.
for my birthday,
Yeah.
2015.
Yeah, that was really
That
cool.
was incredible. We had such an amazing time. I mean, all the decor from the theater was
Yeah.
spectacular. The the infamous chandelier.
Yeah.
Oh, it was
That
beautiful.
was cool.
It was beautiful. Music, everything
Yeah.
was fantastic. It really was. So that was probably one of the best dates that we have had. And
Okay.
then another one was I remember when I first had to go gluten free and we found out
Okay.
what was going on with my health, and I remember cooking you a dinner and the kids were still awake. They were
Okay.
up indoors, but we had a dinner out on the deck while it was warm out. It was really nice. It was the first time we had actually eaten dinner out on the deck when we had
Oh.
moved into this house.
Okay.
And so,
I think I remember that.
yeah, and that was a really good time. I really enjoyed that. And then it was another one. Yeah, the winter hiking that we did at the nature center. That was really nice. And
Oh, yeah,
then
that
we
was
we
cool.
took photographs of
Yeah,
all the
we
winter sights that we saw.
Yeah,
And
that was cool.
yeah, that was a really, really good time. I really enjoyed that. And
That was cool.
yeah, and so, and you know what else I enjoy? I know this might seem a little bit, maybe even ridiculous, but I enjoy all of the dates that we have when my family actually will babysit our kids. You know, they are getting older, my parents, and so, you know, they're
Okay.
still working. They don't get to watch the kids so much right now, but I know over the last few years, maybe a couple of times a year, they will keep the kids, and that's when we actually do our out of the house dates. We're just getting to the point this year where we will actually we have an older son that is really responsible, so he can babysit now. We'll pay him. So this year, 2016, we're starting to kind of get out the house, not depending on the grandparents to have to watch the kids. And but you know, before that, for the last probably decade, all our dates Thursday nights, every Thursday, unless it's an emergency, has been indoors.
Right.
We send the kids to bed early, and so what I enjoy is those rare moments when the grandparents watch the kids, and because we only have one day to do stuff. Like, it is just back to back to back fun activities, and we might schedule like 6 or 7 things in one day. We will get up at the crack of dawn, like, hey, we got one day, let's go, let's get it in. And we will go to all these different places and do all these fun things. And even though we are exhausted at the end of the day, but I enjoyed that. I've enjoyed that over the years, just trying to get everything in one day, because we don't know when we'll get a chance to go out the house for a date again. So.
Right.
So I've enjoyed those over the years.
Cool. Me too. Well, I guess we have completed our 5 questions.
Yes,
Thank you
that
for
we have.
tuning in. If you don't know who I am by now, hopefully you do. But I am Emmanuel Side of Church, and this is Lady 31. And please just subscribe, like the video if you like it. Actually, hopefully on this video, I can set it up where you can actually just subscribe while I am saying this right now. You can hit the button, boom, subscribe. And then anytime we post any videos, you will get a notification. And hey, yeah, you can just keep in touch with us. Oh, also make a comment too. All the way at the bottom of this feed, you'll have some recommendations. And then all the way at the bottom, it'll say comment, and leave some comments. Let us know what you think. Let us know, you know, maybe something that you want to see, something that you want us to talk about with this Word of Love series. If it's something that you want to just maybe know our perspective, that's completely fine with us. We would do that for you for sure. So thank you for tuning in, and I'll let you, is there anything you want to say?
Hey, forever is possible. You can do
Yeah.
all things through Jesus Christ.
Absolutely. Amen to that. So, yeah, thank you for tuning in. Love you guys, and we'll see you soon.
God bless.